questions. We're looking at SB15 right now. Let's take a look at number 1. For numbers 1a through 1c, select yes or no to indicate whether each statement is correct. All right. 16 and 437 thousandths rounded to the nearest whole number is 16. Let's see. The first whole number is right here. This is in the ones place. When I'm rounding, I look to the number to the right of the place that it's asking, which is 4. When we're rounding, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5, we bump the number up. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We keep the number the same. Keep the same. All right. So the 6 is going to stay the same because this 4 says is in the category of keep the same. So it looks like this is 16, and I'd say yes. The next one, when B says 16 and 437 thousandths rounded to the nearest tenth. Okay, so I start with underlining what number they're telling me. It says the tenths place, and I look to the number to the right. I call this one the boss. This one tells this one what to do. 3 tells 4 what to do. So look over here, 3. 3 is in bump up or keep the same. It's in keep the same. So it looks like that's going to stay as a 4, and then everything else becomes a 0. So it'd be 16 and 4 and then a bunch of zeros, or this would be the same. So I would say yes, that is correct. Let's take a look at this one. Same number rounded to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to underline my hundredth place. My hundredths place is the 3. The number to the right is the boss and tells the 3 what to do. So I look here, 7 is telling 3 what to do, and 7 is in the bump the number up category. So I'm going to bump 3 up to 4. So I would keep this one the same, this one, put my decimal 4, and this 3 would turn into a 4. Everything else would turn into a 0. And it looks like that's incorrect because they kept it the same. So I would say no. All right, let's take a look at number 2. Raphael bought 2 and 15 hundredths pound of potato salad and 4 and 2/10 pound of macaroni salad to bring to a picnic. For numbers 2a through 2c, select yes or no to indicate whether each statement is true. Round to the nearest whole number. All right, I'm going to take my 2.15 and round to the nearest whole number. 2 is the first whole number. Just like I said earlier, I'm going to look to the number of the right. It's the boss of 2. This 1 tells 2 what to do. And when we look up here, it shows that 1 is in the keep the same category. So this should just be 2. And that looks like they put 2 pounds. So I would say yes, that's correct. Okay. Taking a look at B, rounded to the nearest whole number, Raphael bought 4 pounds of macaroni salad. Oh, sorry, macaroni, right, of course. So this one is the macaroni salad. So I have 4.2. The whole number is 4. I look to the 2. That's the boss. The 2 tells 4 what to do, and 2 is in the category of keep the same. So I would keep it the same. It would just round to, this would stay 4, and everything else would become a 0 after. So yes, this is correct. Let's take a look at the last one. Rounded to the nearest tenth, Raphael bought 2.1 pounds of potato salad. Potato salad rounded to the nearest tenth. Okay, if I take the tenths place, I underline it, and I look to the number on the right to tell me what to tell the tenths place what to do. When I look up here, 5 is in the bump it up category, right? It goes up. So it looks like this 5 would tell this 1 to go up to a 2. So this would be 2.2. So rounded to the nearest tenth, Raphael bought 2 and 1/10 pound of potato salad. I don't think so. He bought 2 and 2/10. So I would say no, that one's not correct. Let's take a look at number 3. Michelle recorded the value of €1 in US dollars each day for her social studies project. The table shows the data she has recorded so far. If you don't know, this is currency in another country, and each day the value of the exchange rate changes. So that's why the money is fluctuating here. The question says, on which 2 days was the value of €1 the same when rounded to the nearest hundredth of a dollar? Okay, it looks like I have to round all these numbers to the hundredth and then see which two are the same, because right now there are no two numbers that are the same. So I'm going to round all of these to the nearest hundredth. I'm going to underline all the hundredths place and put an arrow next to the boss telling this number what to do. Here's the hundredths place. This 3 is the boss. Here's the hundredths place. This 2 is the boss. Here's the hundredths place. This 8 is the boss. All right. So these numbers all stay the same. 1, 4, 4. Now this 4, what happens to it? Well, this is an 8. 8 is in that category of bump it up. So this, it tells 4 to bump up. So 4 bumps up to 5. Everything else becomes a 0. Okay. Here, this 3 is going to tell 4. This 3 is in the category of stay the same, right? That's where 3 is. So we don't do anything. It stays the same. So this one's going to equal 1 and 4, and that 4 stays the same. Everything else becomes a 0. With Wednesday, the 2 is in charge of the 5, and the 2 is in that category of stay the same. So the 2 tells the 5 to stay the same. So it will just stay as a 5. Everything else becomes a 0. And then lastly, the 8 here will tell this 5 to bump up. So it will bump up. The 5 will go up to a 6, and everything else becomes a 0. So going back to my question, it says, on which 2 days was the value of the €1 the same when rounded to the nearest hundredth? And I'm looking at Monday and Wednesday have the same numbers. So I would write down Monday and Wednesday. And if you're hooking in just to check out the answers, there you are. And that is it for this page.